Version 1. Problematic scenario. Action.
Jessica, what's wrong with you? Grandma just told me that you're thinking about hurting yourself and you're really sad and you want to see a doctor? There's nothing wrong with you, okay? You don't need a doctor. What's wrong? I found this empty pill bottle.
Oh my gosh, Dad. Like, geez,
But what's wrong with you?
I don't know. I've been really sad, okay?
Why are you feeling sad?
Oh my God. Dad, stop yelling at me. This is why I didn't I don't know why, okay? The last couple months have just been really stressful and...
Yeah, for all of us.
Okay, yeah, cool. But for me, I don't know. I've just been, school's been closed. I can't see my friends. I can't go anywhere. I've been getting so much crap online from these random people, and I don't even go to school with them. Just these random people keep harassing me about coronavirus and oh, it's your fault because you're Asian. And
delete Instagram then.
Well, I blocked them. I can't delete Instagram because that's, I don't know, that's how I talk to my friends.
There's something called calling your friends or Zooming them.
Dad, no one does that. It's awkward.
That's because you're awkward.
Dad, that's so mean.
Yeah, I said I'm a weird kid.
Dad, I don't think you understand.
I'm just being real. These are your problems. These things are making you unhappy, so you need to stop thinking about these internet strangers, and you won't be unhappy. You won't need to see a doctor, okay? Just don't be unhappy.
Dad, I try to do that, but it doesn't work. It's more than that. That's why I think I need help.
And I'll tell you right now, just think about other people's lives. For example, there are kids in China who don't have their parents around. They have to do all the housework, and they have to go to work, and these jobs that pay very little money, and life is super hard for them. You don't have to do that. Think about that. Your life is so much better. Have some perspective.
I know that. Yes, I'm very happy that I don't have
Good.
to. But Dad, that it doesn't work.
That's what's wrong with you. You haven't tried it.
And I have tried it, and it doesn't help. It doesn't make me happier to know that other people are suffering. Honestly, it makes me more sad.
Why? When I'm thinking about something sad, and I stopped thinking about it, I stopped to think about how much worse it could be, I appreciate my situation more. Try that.
Yeah, I appreciate the house and the roof and not having to, be in child labor.
Yeah, so there's nothing to be sad about.
But I'm still... You and Mom are arguing all the time. You're always yelling at me. And with Grandma getting sick last week.
But she's better this week. She got a shot. She got better.
Yeah, I get that. I know that. But I was still scared. It's just too much. And I don't know how to...
But there's nothing wrong. You don't need to see a doctor. You don't need to think about hurting yourself. There's nothing wrong with you, okay?
Oh my gosh, Dad. I'm trying to tell you that I need help.
I'm helping you. I'm here to help you right now. We all love you, okay? So you'll be fine, okay? Just think about happy things so you won't think about hurting yourself, and you don't need to see a doctor, okay? Just try to be more happy, Jessica, okay?
You don't. Fine, I'll try.
All right, let's freeze. It looks like a pretty heated conversation just now. Let's calm down a little bit and talk. So let's talk about Jessica. What do you feel? What was going on just now?
I feel like my dad he doesn't want to listen to what I have to say. He just wants me to not be sad anymore. He doesn't really want to hear what I've been going through. And also I've been asking to see a doctor, and he doesn't think that that's going to be helpful. He thinks that this isn't really an illness or anything.
Mm-hmm. So sounds like you were trying to reach out to help, and feels like your feeling is not being understood by Dad. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what does that feel like? when you're trying to get help, but your dad is not there, didn't feel like he's listening?
Well, it makes me feel really hopeless because I mean, all the things that he's been telling me to do, obviously, that's the first thing I tried, and I think I'm at a point where I can't do this on my own, and I need probably like a doctor or somebody to get me professional help to get out of this because otherwise, I just I don't know how much longer I can deal with this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see. So you're like at the sort of at the edge that you're really crying out for help. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Okay. Now to that, I noticed that was a you were pretty upset just now. So help us to understand what were you thinking?
I was just I was just really worried about Jessica hurting herself, especially
Mm-hmm.
after finding that the bottle, and I just really want her to try and focus on being happy because she has so much that she's lucky um, in her life for, and I don't want her to be sad. I just want her to try and focus on being happy.
I see. So you worry for her, but at the same time you are trying to, figure out some solution for her to do right now. Sounds
Yeah,
like
I'm trying to help her right now.
you're trying to help her. Right, right. Well, like I am an neutral observer. I'm trying to point out what I see as a third person. Like I noticed, there are some phrases, for example, what Dad was trying to use at the beginning. I noticed there were several times that like Dad mentioned what's wrong with you. I'm wondering, like that phrase, for example, in Asian language, like in Chinese, like if it is directly translate into, what's wrong with you, like 你有什么问题, or like what is going on. But if we have direct translation in English, it might have been sounds a little bit hurtful, or like I guess I'm not judging or anything, but I'm just wondering, Jessica, like how that phrase would make you feel, like what's wrong with you, like by hearing that from your dad over and over saying that.
Well, it makes me feel like it's my fault that I'm feeling sad, like I'm purposely trying to do this to myself, which I am not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it also makes me feel like he's blaming me for how I'm feeling.
So that sounds like interpreted as like hurtful, and like that is like the problem coming from you.
Mhm.
Okay. So now to that, like and of course I don't assume that's what we say, like, but like I would wonder, like when you mentioned that phrase, like what were you trying to mean, like what is your mind behind that, like could you share with us?
Well, like so when if I'm speaking like Cantonese, I like to say like, "Yo, what's going?" And then that's just like asking. I'm just going like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm just like because I'm just asking her like, what's the issue? Because I'm trying to communicate with her so I can find out what is the matter and what's the issue so that we can talk about it and I can help her with it. And I guess I didn't know that if I like to her when I'm asking her what's wrong with her, it sounds like I just assuming that she's like messed up or broken or incorrect in some way. I didn't really get that. I was just trying to like find out
Mm-hmm.
what's going on.
I see, I see. So Jessica, so I guess like there will be an opportunity to know that could have some like cross cultural or cross languages that perhaps like that didn't mean that way, although it might make you feel in a certain way. So perhaps we have something. I think I'm glad like we have this opportunity to discuss this, and perhaps we can make some changes to make the communication get a little smoother. Right. Another thing I noticed, I hear that perhaps dad, trying to find ways to help Jessica, but also like having, really sort of reluctant for Jessica to reach out for professional help. I wonder what is in the way, for example, for that.
Uh, I just think that this is something that she could kind of deal with herself. Like, all of us are sad sometimes, and all of us are faced with like tough situations.
Mhm.
But what I think sets people apart is like being able to work through them, and you have to sometimes like grit your teeth and work hard through these issues. Like I've had times when my life is not going quite right, and I've been sad about it. I just kept on working at it and then changed my circumstances. I think that's what she should do too. The people who I've
Mhm.
like, I've heard that like have to go see doctors. Those people like, so those people have something seriously wrong with their like their mind. Like
Mm.
they have to like take pills and medications for they like, or they're hearing voices. Like those people are crazy, and like Jessica isn't crazy. She's my daughter. There's nothing wrong with her. So she doesn't see a doctor.
I see. That's how, when you were thinking about that, like to reach out to the doctor. Um, that's one way to see that, but at the same time, like we can see, that what initially brought you to be so worried about for Jessica was the pill bottle. It seems that Jessica has been thinking about ways. Like it sounds like the COVID-19, the bullying, the things on Instagram have been really impacting negatively to Jessica. So this is like that is something like perhaps in our culture it may not be the easiest things to reach out for help. Like there's some negative interpretation about reaching for help, especially for medical doctor that is working with mental illness. We call them psychiatrists. And in fact, I am one of the in this discipline. So that's what I guess that we are trying to address. We are not like so-called just seeing crazy people. We're trying to help children, adolescent, and young adult to have to have a happier growing development. I think like this is a new learning curve that we can work together. So maybe the same question to Jessica as well. It sounds like I wonder have you been thinking about reaching out for mental health provider in the past that before you reach to this point?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it, but it just like I can't go to the doctor by myself. I need someone to take me, and if I can't get my parents to agree with like how we're gonna solve this, then I don't know. I've like kind of got really hopeless and thought about like doing some really bad things to myself. Um, but I mean, I've heard from my friends that like going to the doctor can help, and you don't always have to like take medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's like I can go to therapy or something and see if maybe that's gonna help me.
Yeah, yeah. So it sounds like Jessica need some, perhaps it is something new to you, and perhaps it's also something new for dad as well. There's some, we are exploring something really unknown and never been tried in the past. So that may, generate some wondering or like some worrying, like what do I supposed to expect, that kind of thing. So it sounds like Jessica would need the support from dad to make up this step. Does it sound right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. So, and lastly, if I may make a suggestion, so before we go into the alternative scenario, I wonder if we can make one change, like what Jessica would propose, like what one thing you think dad could change to be more emotionally supportive to you.
Um, well, I think if he would let me kind of finish explaining how I was feeling, also if he could be more open to some other solutions because I mean, like if I end up hurting myself really badly, I think that going to the doctor and that possibly being maybe if it's even if it's overkill and I don't need to go to the doctor is still better than if I try to do these other like methods that I could really end up hurting myself. So I mean I just wish that he would open his mind up to these other solutions because
Mhm.
it would really help me be less stressed about, you know, kind of working through this thing.
Okay. So it's sort of like you want dad to, be there, be supportive on your side to figure this out together, sort of.
Mhm.
And dad, like, if there's anything you wish Jessica to change a bit for how she communicate with you, is that a thing you can point out?
I guess if Jessica could try and maybe if she can kind of go ahead and try and come to me to talk to me about it. That's kind of what I hope in the future she would be able to do. And I guess to do that, I need to start by
Mm-hmm.
not interrupting her more, not interrupting her as much, and trying to actually show that I'm worried.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I see. So sounds like we both want to make some changes to make the communication better. If I can suggest one thing we can try, perhaps like what dad is proposing, right? Like, instead of, using the angry, defensive mode to show your worries, why don't we try having a caring and worrying tone to carry this conversation, and let's see how it goes. How that sounds?
sounds good.
That sounds good.
All right. Okay. Version 2, alternative scenario, action.
Jessica, what's happening with you? I heard from Grandma that you think about hurting yourself and you're really unhappy and you want to see a doctor. Like, I found this empty pill bottle. Like, what's wrong?
Oh my God, Dad, I didn't think Grandma was going to. Dad,
What's wrong?
do you actually want to
Yeah,
know
I
what's
want to know
wrong?
what's going on. Like, if I didn't want you to know, like, why would I be asking you?
To yell at me more because I'm not good enough?
No! I don't yell at you because you're not good enough. I'm yelling at you because I want to make it better.
Oh my God, Dad, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong, and that's the problem. I've been really, really sad, okay?
You've been
And
sad?
yeah, for a long time now. It's gotten so much worse with the pandemic and staying home all the time. It's like I've been getting bombarded with all these randos on Instagram that are telling me it's my fault that coronavirus is here, like Chinese virus.
Instagram. I don't have Instagram, so I don't get these messages, and I don't have these bad feelings.
Dad, it's not Instagram's fault. It's the
I'm
people.
giving you a
And it's not
solution.
Instagram. You're not listening. Dad, I don't think you understand how stressful it's been. Being home all the time, you and mom are always fighting, always yelling at me, and with grandma getting sick last week,
Grandma's fine now.
Dad, you asked me what's wrong. You want to know, you actually want to listen to me because I don't feel like you're listening to me. It just feels like every time I try to say something, you just try to tell me why I'm
Okay,
wrong.
okay.
That doesn't make what I'm feeling not real.
Yeah, okay, okay. Okay, I want to listen to you about what's wrong. I don't want you to be unhappy, but I don't want you to have to see a doctor.
Okay, but I think I think I need to see a doctor, Dad. There's a whole field of medicine that exists for this. It's not fake. It's not just for crazy people or whatever. It's I get really sad and I don't know what to do about it. And it makes me want to hurt myself and I don't know how to not feel that way.
Okay. Um,
And honestly, Dad, I didn't want to talk to you about it because I didn't think you'd understand or want to do anything about it. I told grandma about it because I got to a point and it just came out, but I need help and I don't know what to do.
I know you trust grandma a lot, and grandma loves you a lot, and she was worried, so that's why she told us. Grandma thinks you should see a doctor. No, Jessica, I never really heard about I just heard about people killing themselves because they got way too stressed or some other crazy thing. I can't even think about something like that happening to you. But it sounds like people on Instagram and just the whole pandemic, they're really having an impact on you. And maybe I haven't been thinking about how like you're doing from your perspective.
Dad, I don't know what's wrong with me. I know that I have like a roof over my head and all those things, and even with that I still can't feel happy and it makes me feel even worse.
I don't really get what's going on either, but I worry about you. So let's try and figure this out together, okay? Like, let's make an appointment with the doctor. I'll go there with you.
I love you, Dad.
Okay.
All right. Let's wrap up and see how we think we have done. So I noticed some changes for both Jessica and Dad. Like, what do you guys feel? Maybe Dad goes first. What do you think we have done?
So I tried to not let her finish her thoughts, and actually learn more things about my daughter that way. Um, and I also instead of like when I get worried, I worry about her. I get like really like worked up, and then like trying to fix it, and then I sound angry. I sound like I guess I'm imposing myself and getting defensive, and so I just try to not be that way as much, and I try to be like, no, I'm worried about her. I'm concerned about her, and like make sure that she knows that when I'm talking, rather than try not. I try not to get worked up and angry as much.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like you change your style to communicate your care and worry for her in the way she can appreciate a little bit better.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
All right. Okay. So what about Jessica? What do you feel like anything changed from your end, or you notice what that changed that works for you?
Yeah, I felt a lot more comfortable explaining to my dad how serious I was feeling, and I think that helped him agree with me that, you know, maybe this was something that is going to require a little bit more help. And I'm hopeful about, you know, getting more help from a doctor because, you know, that was really what I was trying to ask about with my grandma. And I was, you know, I think that that's something that's going to be really helpful to me. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Okay. So it sounds like the very good initial step for you to feel more comfortable to talk to Dad about what you need. Okay. So then, of course, we don't expect it is an instant brain transformation that happened just now. But like, I really glad to see like we both get to a stage like we can really talk to each other to stay attuned to each other emotional need. So do you feel conversation like this, it is hard for you? Like how do you feel like that? Like, is that something you feel like you need to put so much effort to change, or like it is feel something you feel comfortable or not? Maybe you...
I think it's really hard for me. I guess as a parent, I'm used to just teaching my child and talking at my child and trying to like impart like lessons and help. And I guess I really and then and if she's not doing well, then I get so worried, and then I'm trying to like help her out. And so I needed to take a step back and try and listen to her this time, and then uh, and really try and tame my emotions and express that like I'm trying to support her and I'm worried about her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see. Okay. Now, and lastly, anything Jessica want to tell Dad about anything perhaps in this experience?
I'm just really grateful that I know this is something that was kind of new to my dad, um, and nobody in our family has gone to get help like this before. So I'm just really happy that he was able to, you know, do something that was outside of his comfort zone, that something that's really going to help me and something that I really needed. So I'm happy about that.
All right. So I believe this will be one of the many conversations we will have to talk about emotional wellness, mental health, and make this a really an okay conversation to discuss in Asian family. All right. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.